Welcome, future freshmen and future freshman parents, I'm sure too. We just wanted to take a moment and go over everything that goes into the process of determining what classes your students will take when they come to high school. I know on the paper that we sent home, we're talking about career surveys, programs of studies, and endorsements, and that's a lot to take in as an eighth grader or as an eighth grader's parent. So Ms. Bronner and I thought we would put something together and just walk you through the whole process and what goes into their schedule building once they come to CHS. So the first thing that we did is I went to the middle school already, and your kids may have told you about this, and we did a career interest survey. This is a simple quiz that just answers that question, what do you want to be when you grow up? So it's going to ask them different things that determine their academic strengths, their hobbies, or just stuff that they may be interested in. We give this to our eighth graders and ninth graders every year. And this is just one of the tools we use to help build their schedule. I'll tell you a funny story. When my daughter took it as an eighth grader, it said that she needed to be an acrobat. Well, that's pretty interesting, but that's definitely not something that she's studying at Chico High School. So sometimes it gives us silly responses out, and sometimes we get some good information that we could use to build their schedule, but that's just to get the kids to start thinking about what they like and what they may want to do in the future. And Ms. Bronner is going to go over the Foundations High School program, which is like the basic courses that they're required to have once they go into high school.
Yes, it's called the Foundations. There are actually 22 credits that you have to have, and they include you have to take English all 4 years. You have to take 3 classes of math, and that includes Algebra 1 and geometry. Those are included. Those are have tos. Science, you have 3 sciences. You have to have biology and then a chemistry and or physics. The social studies, you have to have US history, and you have to have government economics, and then the other ones would be the world geography and the world history. PE, you've got to have 1 credit of PE. If you're in band, first semester of marching band counts as 1 semester of PE. So if you take band for 2 years, you can get your physical education credit there. Or you can take PE, or you can take athletics. Oh, the language other than English, all we offer is Spanish. And you got to have 2 years of Spanish. You got to have a fine arts class. We offer art, band, theater. You can try one of those things out and see what you like. Speech, we do have speech classes. You have to demonstrate mastery on the speech classes in order to not have to take the speech class. So it's pretty much you need a speech class. Then you have 5 electives that you get to play around with. That's the 22 credits that that you get to play around with. And then we move on to graduate, you have to have 26. And to get the other 4 are what we want to call the programs of study that we go to. These are the endorsements. We have 5 endorsements that we offer here at Chico. The multidisciplinary one, which is basically the 4x4, the old 4x4, where you take all 4 core classes, English, math, science, and history, all 4 years. STEM is math and science. Basically, if you take 5 maths or 5 sciences in your high school 4 years, then you could qualify for the STEM. Business and industry is along the lines of our ag classes, welding, our business classes, culinary arts. Those are some of the things that we can offer. Public service, we have a strong program in education and training. So child development and the family and community service classes. Arts and humanities, that's where if you're really into theater or band or choir, we do have a choir, or art, then you can go with the sequence of art 1, 2, 3, 4, choir 1, 2, 3, 4, and take all 4 years of that in order to get your 4 classes for an endorsement. You do have to pick one of these endorsements. The one that's the easiest one to get and the one that I set you up with at the beginning is multidisciplinary. If you end up with more than one endorsement at the end of your high school career, that is perfectly fine. I've had some that say, oh, I'm going to do all 5. I've had some already graduate with all 5, but you don't have to do all 5, but you do need to pick one. And if you don't pick, then it goes down default to the multidisciplinary, and then we go from there. These are not set in stone. You can change them up until probably your junior year, and then we kind of need to be stuck on one of them after that.
Once you have picked your endorsement, we have programs of study that help you earn those endorsements. So we have animal science, plant science, applied agriculture engineering, culinary arts, family and community service, teacher in training, business management, and welding. So these are like clusters of classes that focus on these topics of interest. So if you have a child, for example, who is interested in maybe being a future vet, obviously animal science would be the way to go. If you have a child who's interested, or if you are interested in being a teacher, we have teacher training options as well. Or if you want to go out and become a welder, well, we'd love to send you on the program of study for welding and be out there with Mr. Hedrick so you can get a head start. Along with these program of studies, we have different volunteer opportunities that we could direct you to. We have different certifications we could direct you to. And then it also leads into your future careers. So in our CCMR plan, which I'll show you where that's located later, it breaks down these programs of studies. It tells you the classes they take, what order they take, and what endorsement they would earn through this program of study. So obviously, we said earlier, you have to pick an endorsement. Your programs of studies just help you earn that endorsement. It is not required to fall underneath one of these programs of study, but it is required to get an endorsement. So this is just a way for us to cluster those classes together and help you kind of see if this is something you may be interested in the future. So the frequently asked questions that we have that come up, which I know we've answered this a couple of times, is, do I have to have an endorsement? Yes, you will graduate with an endorsement unless a committee decision allows you to only graduate with 22 credits, which that is very, very, very rare. Ms. Bronner answered this earlier. Can you change your endorsement? Yes. We know that picking an endorsement as an 8th grader is a pretty big decision. So you're allowed to change that because you may, like she said, you may get into band or art and realize, hey, that's not my thing. We want to expose you to stuff you're interested in. So this is your opportunity to change your mind. And then number 3, do you have to complete a program of study? You do not have to complete one. That is just how we've clustered some of our classes that are popular up here together, and they help you get your endorsement, but your program of study, it's not required to follow that pathway, but it is required to have an endorsement. And then how do you know? This seems to be the big question. I'm panicking. Am I on pace to graduate with my endorsement? Ms. Bronner will help you out. She will print your transcripts for you. You can ask her questions. That's a wonderful thing about being a small school. Everybody knows where Ms. Bronner's office is once you get up here. So if you have any doubt or any concern, go sit down and visit with her. She's going to help you out and make sure you're on pace to graduate. When you get to high school, we're not going to let you fail. It's a team effort and we're all here to help you. This is kind of an overview. We have another document that I'm going to show you. So if you go to our website and you click on the Parents tab and you go to the CISD handbooks, we have added our college and career and military readiness plan, which is even more information than this video. But if you have any further questions about House Bill 5, which is the overview, course registration, how you select it, everything you need to know, graduation plans and endorsement, please go find this document. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and show you an example. So when it comes to our programs of study, it breaks it down even more. It talks about what it's about, what endorsement you would get, the level of classes, what are some work-based or certification experience. And then my favorite part, it shows you, hey, if you went to high school and you were really good in animal science, these are all the different degrees you could get once you moved on to that college level. So this breaks it down even more. It breaks down our endorsements even more as well. So this is another document you could reference that would give you a lot of information. Bottom line through this whole video, you don't have to understand it all and know it all. That's what we're here for. We will put in the time to make sure you understand what endorsement would be good for you, what classes may be good for you, and we want you to have as much exposure to all of this while you're at high school so that when you go off to college or when you go off to the workforce or to the military, wherever you choose to go, you've had these life experiences with us that have kind of helped you determine what your strengths and weaknesses are. If you have any further questions about your schedule or this whole process, please reach out to us. We put our contact information at the bottom of that paper that went home. We're here to support you. We love your kids already. We haven't even met them, but we want to make sure that high school is a good experience for them.